What they say, I'm not sitting there.
And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime!
Big Faces Worldwide, where we talking nothing but this boxing, man. What's good, fam? It's been a minute, man. It's this coronavirus got everything all messed up, fam. But first things first, man. I want to send my condolences to the Mayweather family, man. We lost one of the greats, man, Roger Mayweather. He was very instrumental in the career of his nephew, Floyd. He was the guy who brought Floyd to Las Vegas, you know what I'm saying? And he helped them achieve greatness, you know what I'm saying? He also was a two-time world champion in his own right. Roger Mayweather will be missed, fam. You know what I mean? I had to get that out there. And I had to, start the video with that, man. But what's going on with you, man? I'm glad you clicked on this video, man, because I want to talk about something serious. Man. Now, before I get into it, let me say this. Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter. He's going to be an all-time great no matter what, okay? Let me say that first. He does not need Errol Spence to solidify his legacy. But can you imagine if Manny Pacquiao was to fight Errol Spence and go in there and dominate, drop, mollywop Errol Spence all over the ring? That would make Manny Pacquiao a god. You know what I'm saying? And is that possible? Is it possible? I think it's possible, fam. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's likely. You know, Earl is the bigger, the younger, the stronger, you know what I'm saying, the fresher fighter. But I thought the same thing about Keith Thurman. You know, if you follow my channel, you know I was a big, huge Keith Thurman fan. I thought Keith can do no wrong. When the boxing world turned their back on Keith Thurman, boxing fans turned their back on Keith Thurman, Big Faces Worldwide was a safe haven for Keith Thurman, man. I rocked with Keith Thurman, man. I gave him an excuse for his excuse. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't feel that way no more, man. Keith Thurman let a lot of us down, man. And I had to jump off that Keith Thurman train, you know what I'm saying, and go elsewhere. But having said that, at the time, I just knew Keith Thurman would go in there and put hands all over Manny Pacquiao. There was no way in my mind that Manny Pacquiao would fight that good against a young, undefeated champion in Keith Thurman. But he did just that. You know what I'm saying? He did just that. And with the public's perception of Errol Spence, you know, that he is this monster, which he is, you know what I mean, that he's this monster, he's going to seek and destroy. You know, you got Bob Brown talking about, you know, he don't want Manny to get hurt. And, you know, everybody in their mind, you know, there's somewhere inside of them, whether they admit it or not, somewhere inside of them, you know, they think Errol Spence will destroy Manny Pacquiao. Like I said, I thought Keith Thurman would do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But what if, fight fans, what if Manny Pacquiao went in there and destroyed Errol Spence and retired? Would Manny Pacquiao be considered the greatest fighter to ever had done it, to ever had laced up a pair of gloves? Not because I'm saying Errol Spence is that great. You know, he's such a great fighter that if Manny Pacquiao beat him, you know, that's the end all be all of him being number one pound for pound over all time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying when you look at it on paper, man, you look at what people are saying and you look at it from the outside looking in, everything says Errol Spence is supposed to destroy Manny Pacquiao, you know. But if Manny Pacquiao went in there and did the impossible, not only beat Errol Spence, but went in there and destroyed him, mollywopped him all over the ring, would you consider Manny Pacquiao top five? Let's say top five greatest fighters who ever laced a pair of gloves up. That's the good question, man. That's a good question. I know, Earl's, after the accident, Earl said he didn't want no tune-up. And he was supposed to fight Danny Garcia. It still look like Danny's in the plans if he don't get no Manny. But the fight fans, boxing insiders, we all want to see Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. What's the problem? What is the problem? Everybody talking about money and, Spence wants 60% and give Crawford 40. Crawford saying he won 50-50. All this bullshit other than just making the fight. All we want to see is the fight. We don't care about all the numbers and all that. And you got fans on here, man, who will sit here and argue why the fight shouldn't happen if Terrence Crawford won 50-50. They arguing about what the percentages should be. And if the percentages ain't what they think it should be, then the fight shouldn't happen. These is fight fans. What the fuck do you care about if this fighter get this much and that fighter get that much? If you're a fight fan, you just want to see the fight. You just want to see the best fight the best. And, from where I'm sitting at, a lot of fight fans, a lot of people think these are the two best welterweights in the business, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. But yet Spence has come out and said that if he don't get Manny Pacquiao, he's going to fight Danny Garcia. And, after that, he will definitely fight Terrence Crawford. If not 2020, definitely 2021. My thing is, if you don't get Manny Pacquiao, what's the wait on Crawford? What you waiting on? Danny Garcia ain't got no title. You beat Danny. Okay, you beat Danny. You made a couple dollars, you beat Danny. But if you beat Terrence Crawford, who many consider top 5 pound for pound in the world, not only will you get another strap, not only would you get your third title, be one step away from undisputed, but you also get the scalp of one of the best fighters in the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. Why can't we get that fight? That's the fight the fans want to see, man. Hopefully we get it made. I think both fighters want the fight. Terrence seems to want it a little more than Errol. But I think Errol wants to fight. But Errol had a plan. He talked about his plan from the beginning. He said he's going to clean out PBC. He's going to clean all the guys out over there. Then he's going to cross the street and, knuckle up with Bud. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what we want. We want to see it as soon as possible. Bud is getting older, man. Bud is, he's starting to get to the mid-30s, man. And we don't want to see a Bud fight Errol Spence out of his prime on the downside of his career. When we sitting around saying, what if he'd have fought him a couple years early? What if he'd have fought him, when he was 31 and Spence was 28 or something, 27. Oh, whatever old they is, man. We want these fights when both of these fighters is in their prime. Everybody can't be a Manny Pacquiao. Everybody can't be a 40-year-old a guy who comes back and just makes it look easy. Makes Father Time sit down for a little bit. And that's what Manny Pacquiao did, man. Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if he can get past Errol Spence. And I think that's what his hesitation is. I don't think he's afraid of him. No, I don't think he's afraid of him. But I think that he don't want to go out with an L on his record. He want to go out with his hand in the air. And that's why he's looking at Mikey Garcia, who is a smaller guy coming up in weight. And he's looking at Danny Garcia, who he considers flat foot, a little slow, and maybe he can get his combinations off. But if Manny Pacquiao really wants to be great, if he really wants to solidify his legacy. I mean, he already got his legacy. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to misrepresent what I'm saying. But if he wanted to go out with a bang, fight Errol Spence, man. Fight Spence, man. Unify. That would be the ultimate walk-off party if he was to beat Errol Spence. It's possible. Highly unlikely, but it's possible, man. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're on social media, catch me on Twitter, catch me on Instagram at Big Faces Worldwide, all one word. But in the meantime and in between time, stay blessed and keep on supporting this sport that we love called boxing. Peace out.